Chapter 1: The Gift That Should Have Stayed Buried. What kind of father mails his grown son a 20-pound lockbox, no key, no instructions, just a post-it that says, "You earned this"? Rain still drips from Ralph Harlow's sleeves as he hefts the dented metal cube onto the narrow foyer table of his quiet New England colonial. The thing smells like motor oil and cedar, the scent his late father wore like cheap cologne. Beth, stirring marinara in the next room, eyes it warily. Please tell me it isn't another stuffed trout. If we're lucky, it's gold bars. If we're cursed, it's Dad's sense of humor. A righteous impulse strikes. Ralph dials Sister June and Brother Teddy. We open it together. We're not turning into him. He goes to bed proud until 2:17 a.m. when Uncle Leonard croaks through the landline. Bury the box, Ralph. Lose it. I'm begging you. Click. Injustice delivered like certified mail. Saturday chores evaporate under speculation. The mower stays parked, Ralph's head runs mortgage numbers and unsaid funeral debts. By afternoon, June arrives with exorcism cupcakes, Teddy with a toolbox, all three circling the lockbox like archaeologists around a cursed idol. Prudence wins, they'll crack it tomorrow. Before dawn, Ralph scribbles on the fridge whiteboard, trust is earned, not inherited. Upstairs, family photos grin in sepia innocence. Somewhere in the dark, a harmonica seems to inhale. Tomorrow we'll crack this shell, he mutters, surrendering to uneasy sleep. What happens next rewrites 50 years of family history. Stick around for the detonation. Chapter 2: The Screwdriver, the Photograph, and the Phone Call. Ever pry open a secret only to find it staring right back at you? Twilight and storm clouds bruise the sky. Teddy plunges Dad's old screwdriver, rust flakes like ancient confetti. The lid finally groans open. First layer, a Polaroid, 1979, Dad on a lakeside dock, arm around a teenage girl no one recognizes. June, deadpan, some trout. Teddy, secret sister discount? Below it, notarized packets naming Dad legal guardian of Marigold Bellamy. County records list no such adoption. Beth's laptop confirms legal ghost. Power flickers. The landline rings ancient, wired, impossible to silence. An elderly voice rasps, if you open the box, it's too late. He's coming. Click. Static. Nothing. Lightning snaps, a branch shatters the living room window. Among the scattered contents, a brass key stamped L cabin, stained receipts, and a cassette labeled for L. The storm outside just met the storm inside. Next chapter, watch the house learn to tremble. Chapter 3: Stormwatch and Memory Hunt. How do you outrun a secret that already knows your address? Rain hammers the roof like artillery. Flashlights in hand, the siblings raid the attic, unearthing a dusty recorder. Dad's gravelly voice fills the kitchen. If they're hearing this, I failed twice. Protect Marigold. Protect the debt. No context, just harmonica fade out. Memories realign. June recalls Mom's migraines syncing with lake trips. Teddy remembers a stranger handing him candy at a gas station, whispering family. Ralph finally admits once seeing a girl on a fog-bound dock. The jigsaw pieces cut them as they lock together. Front door slams, Mom, soaked and shaking. She spots the photo, folds into a chair. She was supposed to forgive us, she whispers. Thunder blanks the rest. Candles bloom when the power dies. In their flicker, the lockbox looks smaller, but the hole it tore in family myth yawns wider. When dawn breaks, the past will knock on their door, and this time it wears a face. Chapter 4: Marigold's Shadow. Can you mourn someone you've never met right before she shows up on your porch? Morning sun fakes peace. A knock echoes. A gray-haired woman with the exact ice blue Harlow eyes stands outside. I'm Marigold Bellamy, then Harlow, then nobody. Coffee brews, tensions percolate. Ralph offers a mug, June clutches a pie plate like a shield. Teddy blurts, "Are you suing us?" Marigold's half-smile, "Not yet." She recounts her life, fostered by Dad, hidden in boarding school when bank fraud charges loomed. Mom demanded she disappear, Dad forged papers. His fishing trips were contraband visits. The trust fund? Real, until Mom borrowed it to save the family home during the '92 recession. Leonard barrels in, lighter raised, lunging for Dad's sealed final letter. Some truths won't help you, he snarls. June tackles him, cupcakes fly, the envelope survives. Everything you waited for sits inside that letter. Next chapter, ink becomes shrapnel. Chapter 5, a reading the unreadable. Which hurts more, the truth you fear, or the truth they redact for you? Chairs form a makeshift jury box. Ralph unfolds the letter, pages tremble. Dad's confession unfurls. He never returned Marigold. He forged release forms, paid headmasters, then lost the trust fund in a doomed land scheme. Leonard tried to fix it. Your mother traded her halo to keep a roof over your heads. I left Marigold with promises instead of presents. Marigold sits stone still until the final line. I pray my children will pay what I couldn't. Her shoulders quake, no sob, just a tectonic shift. Mom pleads foreclosure for hungry kids. June calls it theft wrapped in motherhood. Teddy, charm exhausted, brands them moral pickpockets. Ralph, eldest by default, suddenly hates being the family's bench judge. Apologies cost nothing. Restitution will cost everything. Watch the balance sheet ignite. Chapter 6, the reckoning ledger. How do you invoice a lifetime of absence? Ralph proposes restitution, sell the lake cabin, auction antiques, split the proceeds with Marigold. Mom protests, heirlooms are memories. June snaps, they were bought with her future. Teddy volunteers to empty the attic, penance by elbow grease. Leonard storms out, vowing lawyers. Marigold counters calmly, no money until Mom signs a public admission and restores Marigold's surname in county records. It's reclamation, not revenge. June invites a local journalist. Headline the next morning, Lost Daughter rewrites Harlow legacy. Town gossip tastes fresh meat. Oddly, the noise feels lighter than silence ever did. Resolution looms, but scars decide who heals. One chapter left to tally the cost of grace. Chapter 7, quiet morning, louder hearts. Can forgiveness taste like black coffee, bitter, necessary, warming? 30 days later, the siblings gather at the renovated lake cabin. Windows broadcast loom calls instead of lies. They hand Marigold a modest check. She tears it. I'm starting a scholarship, Dad's name, my purpose. Foster kids need exits, not excuses. Mom arrives with homemade bread, visibly lighter. Thank you for letting me confess somewhere besides the church booth. I'm not absolving you, Marigold replies. I'm choosing to live forward. A postcard from Leonard's rehab, still sarcastic, still alive, learning to earn oxygen. They read it aloud, laughing through lingering hurt. Sunrise gilds the water. Ralph skips stones, each ripple feels less like fallout, more like possibility. Legacy isn't what you inherit, his inner voice murmurs, it's what you repair. Silence settles, the clean kind that can finally hold a future. Chapter 8, when gratitude turns into a lawsuit. What happens when the bill for goodwill arrives, stamped court summons? The grand opening of the Harlow Bellamy Future Launch Scholarship brims with banners and good press, until a lawyer from Bay Shore Mutual hands Marigold a red-striped envelope, final notice. The bank claims that 30 years ago Grandpa's corporate deposit was siphoned into a private account, the exact sum Dad once promised Marigold. Signatures? Uncle Leonard's and teenage Ralph's, allegedly scrawled to save the family. Ralph hears legal buzzwords like distant thunder, minor cosigner, wire fraud, federal charges. The bank demands the principal plus triple-digit interest, 10 times the original amount, or it files in federal court. Mom pales. From rehab, Leonard leaves a voice message, told you not to dig. Some closets burst with skeletons bearing notary stamps. Thought truth would bring peace? Wait till next chapter, good and evil will swap seats so fast you'll lose track of the score. Chapter 9, the town that swore we owed them. How do you defend your honor when the whole town insists it's their property? Another blow, neighbors circulate a petition demanding the family home and the entire lakeside block be sold to cover the bank debt. Turns out Dad once convinced many of them to invest in that same bank, promising government-backed returns. Their life savings vanished. Every mailbox now sports a placard, Harlow's Pay Up. Local radio, once charmed by Harlow cookouts, airs a live rant. They enjoyed our lemonade. Time to settle the tab. June fires back, have the receipt for that lemonade? I'll write you a check scented with citrus. Ralph proposes a community trust. Proceeds from selling part of the lake lot will go to compensate burned investors. The crowd wants everything now. Marigold steps forward, voice steady. I was robbed first. But if we act unjustly again, we become what we hate. The sheriff schedules town hearings, a public trial in all but name. The bank's attorney beams, angry crowds boost his billable hours. This is the crescendo. Everything you waited for hits the stage of the town hall. Stay tuned to see whether the family stands tall or crumbles in front of a live audience. Chapter 10, History Tallies, Mercy Balances. Is it possible to win by signing a capitulation on your own terms? The hall is packed. Bankers, retirees, press, kids eating popcorn like it's theater. Ralph steps to the mic, folder in shaking hands. Our father promised interest he couldn't pay. 1. The lakefront parcel transfers into a public trust managed by the town. 2. Our house stays under lien until the bank is repaid. 3. Marigold chairs the oversight board so victims get a voice, not just invoices. Murmurs swirl. The plan covers 80% of the debt within 10 years and gives the town a revenue-generating park. Everyone hesitates, punish or accept. Mrs. Dalton, who lost her pension, stands. Your father promised dollars. You're giving my grandson a lake where I once dreamed of fishing with my husband. To me, that's interest of the soul. Applause melts anger, refusing would look monstrous. The banker signs. Later, on the dock, Mom asks Marigold, "Are you sure you want to stay here? I'll grow to love this place the way it will grow into the truth." Leonard's final letter arrives. He's cashing out an insurance policy to wipe the rest of the debt, closing the tab with our ghosts. Ralph stares at the quiet water. Some secrets don't die. They become memory fish you have to feed with honesty until they're full. Closing resolution. The family is still imperfect, but the town no longer whispers, it speaks aloud. Marigold leads school kids through the new Bellamy Harlow Lakeside Center, describing the trout hiding beneath the footbridge where her father once stood. Voiceover fades. Sometimes, to subtract old debts, you need new math. Pain plus confession equals peace. And the interest? People willing to trust again. End of story and the beginning of a life without omissions.